for Bob Lee.
Eastern Division battle. All important for Philadelphia. They currently trail the Giants by 1 game. The Giants, of course, at home against Los Angeles this afternoon. The Cardinals come into the game with a 5-10 record. And the weather, miserable. It's clear, but it's cold. Temperature is 14 degrees with a brisk breeze coming out of the north at 10 to 15. That gives us a wind chill factor of -10. And it'll stay that way throughout the afternoon, and the sun is already starting to go down. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy holidays from all of us at CBS. I'm Vern Lundquist. For Philadelphia, the task is quite simple. If they win, they're in the playoffs. They have a chance to win the division championship if the Giants should lose. If the Eagles lose, they can still get in, but they need some help. And for Phoenix, they've lost 5 in a row. They're just trying to finish out the season on a positive note. My partner again is Terry Bradshaw. Terry, Philadelphia lost a wonderful opportunity Monday night in New Orleans. They did not play well. I suspect they're highly motivated today.
Well, if they're not, then something's badly wrong with it. The real key today, Vern, is how Randall Cunningham plays. You know, last week, Monday night, he had 3 fumbles, lost 1 of them, threw the 2 interceptions, and all of them led to points, the turnovers, that is. So turnovers are really the factor. But a great player always seems to rise to a great occasion. This is a great occasion for the Eagles, and Randall Cunningham, in effect, owes the Eagles. That's how, if I were a quarterback, he owes him a great game. He has never had bad games back-to-back. So today, Randall Cunningham, he's the man we got to watch for.
Phoenix, as we said, lost 5 in a row. They've got an interim coach in Hank Kuhlman. It's an unstable situation in Phoenix right now. What kind of motivation do they have to play well in this last game?
Well, Hank Kuhlman told us, he said that all week long, I have been working on motivating our football team to get ready to play these Eagles, to not lay down, to not just go in and get the season over with. Because there are a lot of teams that have playoff possibilities, and a lot of it depends on whether or not we beat the Eagles. So he is doing this game. His speech today is, we owe it to the rest of the National Football League and the pride of ourselves.
There's Hank Kuhlman, interim head coach, 52 years old, 26 years in coaching, and the first time he has been a head coach, interim or otherwise. And Buddy Ryan, who is completing his 4th year now as head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. These 2 men, Ryan and Kuhlman, were coaches on the Chicago team. Kuhlman brought in by then coach Neil Armstrong, as was Buddy Ryan. And they were there together before Ryan, of course, came to Philadelphia. And Hank Kuhlman went to Birmingham in the USFL for a couple of years and then joined Gene Stallings on the staff of the Cardinals. Al Del Greco will kick off, and a quick note on the Cardinal kicker. He became ill with the flu last night and did not sleep for most of the night, so he's not feeling well. It might affect his ability to perform today, and Tom Tupa, the backup quarterback and backup punter, has already been notified that if Del Greco can't make it, then Tupa will have to fill in as a field goal kicker today. Mark Higgs is one of the deep men for the Philadelphia Eagles, and the other is Anthony Edwards, who has replaced Gizmo Williams as the primary kick returner, both on punts and kickoffs now. Del Greco is set. The Cardinals have lost 5 in a row. Philadelphia comes in with a 10-5 record, and they trail the Giants by 1 game. Short kick, bobbled and picked up, and returned by Mark Higgs out to the 28-yard line. Tackle made by Carl Wilson, and Randall Cunningham, who had a less than legendary game on Monday night. 306 yards, but a couple of interceptions and fumbled 3 times, one of which was recovered by New Orleans. And a makeshift offensive line. David Alexander moves to left tackle, replacing the injured Matt Darwin and the injured Ken Reeves. Dave Remington takes his spot at center. Tight end is Keith Jackson. And Carlos Carson gets his first start at wide receiver. He replaces Ron Johnson. Split backs, the toss to Byers, gets a block from Tony, and surges out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Tackle made by Anthony Bell, number 55. Check the Cardinal defense, which in spite of the 5 losses has been playing well. Galloway, Sadler, Waller, and Freddie Joe Nunn up front. The linebackers, Ken Harvey had a huge day last week. Despite a 37-0 blistering from Denver, he had 15 tackles in that game. Cedric Mack had 2 interceptions against the Broncos, and Tim McDonald is in the Pro Bowl. 2nd down and 7. Cunningham again with his back split. Alexander. And Ken Harvey gets the first stop of the day, number 56. Harvey is second-year man out of California.
Interesting what the Eagles are trying to notice. Let me clear that. Notice the pull by the guard going out, the influence, and then the back hitting up quick side. It's called a sucker play. Really no effect at all. Notice the guard pulls out, then the back comes back up to the inside.
That's good for a first down and 10, and the Eagles have it at their own 39-yard line.
Like that little drawing I just did?
Yeah, I did. That
got me a little space up there, didn't I?
Sweep to the left. Robert Drummond, the rookie from Syracuse, who's tripped up behind the line and struggles across the 40 out to the 43-yard line.
Something that the Eagles are doing a lot is pulling linemen now. This is Freddie Joe Nunn, 78. Even on a handoff, the respect that Cunningham has because of Cunningham's play action ability, Freddie Joe Nunn says, right, go ahead, hand the ball off, but I'm going to hit you every time because you never know when you might have the ball and you're just going to try to bootleg one on me. So I'm going to go ahead and tackle you every time.
Second down and 7. No score. Opening moments of the game. First drive of the afternoon. Up the middle. Tony, big hole. And Anthony Tony has a first down across the 50 at the 48. Tim McDonald makes the tackle and saves a bunch.
I want to know, Vern, look, check this out. Notice that this is the tackle, and this is the end. This is call in under. Notice over here an end and a linebacker. There's your end. And all Cunningham is doing is looking at the overload by the defensive end. Then notice the give to the back, and he goes back to the bubble, goes back to the weak side. Now, if the Cardinals overshift to the right, they run the play, and then the ball goes to the left.
Cunningham, a quick drop. Carlos Carson makes his first catch as a Philadelphia Eagle. And he's out of bounds at the 35. Carson had 7 catches at Kansas City before he came here on waivers. And a fight has broken out at the 38-yard line.
Not really. Terrible fight. Not a good, bad fight.
Well, Cunningham and Jackson have somebody. See who the Cardinal is. Dave Galloway, number 65.
Well, it was between David Alexander, the starting center, used to be before this game. David Alexander, now the offensive left tackle. It was between Galloway and David Alexander, and all Cunningham was trying to do was be a good peacemaker.
And in the meantime, no flags were thrown. Carson, as we said, his first catch now. He's getting the start today. Buddy Ryan says, we just want to look at him.
Yeah, with Plan B, they want to find out whether or not Carson can help their football team and whether or not the Eagles, want to protect him.
And there's a stoppage of play. Red Cashin is our referee today, and I'm not sure what's causing this. And Red's not going to tell us.
Vern, every time, one of the things that the Eagles are going to do today is against the Cardinals. The Cardinals like to take their corners and play them off. And one of the things that they want to do is run the simple hitches and get the ball into the receiver's hands with the corners off. And primarily they want to run this with Carson on Carl Carter because Carter is not a physical defensive back.
Bad news for the Eagles and their fans. The Giants score early on Dave Meggett's 76-yard punt return. So the rookie out of Towson State has ignited the Giant fans. And keep in mind now, if the Giants win today, they win the division. And I'm still not sure what the cause of this holdup is. Red Cashin.
Well, I'm looking at the clocks. The clock is normal. The 45-second clock is down to, well, I can't see it, to be honest with you.
30 seconds. Administrative stoppage of play now, so they'll reset it at 30. But we have an unexplained delay going on. And we are told that the replay booth, which is in direct contact with the officials, has not been told what the reason for the delay is. That's the game clock. 11:53 to go.
Well, that was the problem, because the game clock was at 12 minutes, so they brought it down to 11 minutes and 53 seconds. So that was your problem right there.
First and 10 at the 35. Anthony Tony for a couple. Injury report from the Philadelphia bench. Bruised ribs for Keith Byers. And we don't know whether he'll be back or not.